see, that were over the Ramapo River in the 19th century. Some of them were just to bring a cart across. Some of them were actually brought carts with iron from the iron mines. But you wouldn't want to take a cart with iron on that type of bridge. He liked to put cows in the water too, but his colors are used more loosely here than his early work, and he became known as the America's artist of autumn for his colorful. I wasn't supposed to be photographing painting. I found out afterwards from other gallery. I didn't know. There again, you can see how nicely Cropsey had his colors and composition. People were talking on the bridge. But I did find some images of spindly little bridges, and this is from a stereoscopic view card. They had the stereo viewers, they were black and white, and you have a little wooden, anyone ever use those? A wooden holder. They were very, very popular. That's what people did in their living rooms and stuff, like after dinner. And they had fancy ones you just held up, or ones that changed the pictures automatically. And they're very interesting to look through at a 3D picture from the 19th century in black and white. And it's got pretty good 3D. It's like a time, very, very interesting. These are people, this is the upper Ramapo River, where it's less flow. This would be up where you'll be walking tomorrow, up below Harriman. The bridge isn't there anymore, by the way. And here's another bridge that doesn't exist anymore, but was there for part of the 19th century. They probably rebuilt them when they fell down in those days. Because you do get pretty good storms coming through the Ramapo, and big flows coming down the tributaries. There was a flash flood warning the other day. But also, these pictures from the stereoscopic pictures are pretty good photographs. There's a good composition. And the Anthony brothers in New York had a firm that started doing this type of work as early as 1859. Not exactly a bridge, but kids enjoy it. These are farm fields up in, this would be Woodbury. When you walk up the Ramapo tomorrow to the east, you'll see all sort of undulating fields and all this stuff like sand dunes. It's old cattle fields. They must have cleared out a bunch of the rocks you usually see around there. And this is how the photographers came up. They called, this is what the stereo cards look like. And here's just a close-up of one of the images. They're pretty good quality in those things. The number they put on this, the number of the card, I don't know why they wrote it in the middle of the picture. They call that the artist card, because they considered the photographers artists. And they would bring out the big stereo camera, and they usually photographed pretty near the railroad tracks, so they didn't have to look around too far. Now, Sue said they cut a lot of the trees, but it wasn't all cut at once. They cut in sections, and particularly around Sterling, the Sterling mines and stuff. But there were plenty of trees for the artists, and you can see them in the photography. Also, sometimes you see new growth of trees, so they were cut and they've grown back. This is in a private collection. It's not the best photograph, but and a very poetic looking late picture by Cropsey of Torne Mountain and the Ramapo River. The mountain's a little exaggerated in height. Another view, he's usually Torne Mountain and the Ramapo River in autumn colors. And see the little houses in there? That would be where the hamlet of Ramapo is. Though there would be, this is a composite image, because if you looked at it, you would see a ridge mountain, you would see a valley, but he's using elements to create a picturesque scene, not rendering an exact likeness of this particular landscape. Houses. They did things where they would have the summer, winter, fall, spring. This is one that based on the Ramapo River by Cropsey. And the White House Historic Society, guess where this picture is and who's looking at it? Because Father's going all the offices of the White House. It was given to the White House, I think in the 1970s, by a member of descendant of Cropsey. So that's the Ramapo River. And another view of the bridge. Close up of that. How am I on time? I'm not okay. Now I have another artist besides Cropsey. I'm going to go a little fast forward to get to. I like this one. Cropsey evokes sort of a poetic aesthetic. The Ramapo's not a big river, but it's a picturesque river with the Ramapo mountains about it. And now this is interesting because it's still called the headwaters of the Hudson, and that's Torne Mountain, and this is the Ramapo River. But in the 20th century, if you named a picture of the Hudson or said use that as a title, it would sell for more money than if you said it was the Ramapo River. But they probably didn't know the location of the picture, so they said, okay, it's the headwaters of the Hudson. Hudson River still always, but it's the Ramapo. Nice. This one is a little more spacious, a little more not grandiose, but a little more dramatic. That's Harmony Hall in a sketch by Cropsey. The house built in 1848. It's on the National Register, where I think lived there also. Not in the whole house, but in a window. A colored postcard of Harmony Hall. An artist painting it about 8 years ago. It looks a little better now that they've done more restoration on it. So here's that poetic evocation of the Ramapo Valley with the fall colors and the nice aesthetic value, and plus a little bridge. Torne Mountain is really exaggerated in this one. This one I like. A hiker with a walking stick sort of resting by the Ramapo River with watercolors. Cropsey produced a lot of these because the Hudson River School market was very big, and then it started collapsing as French paintings became fashionable, the Barbizon, then the Impressionistic paintings. So I think he could sell these. Is one reason he did a bunch of them. Plus he did genuinely like the Ramapo River. Okay, other artists for a few minutes. John Kensett. This one is still mislabeled. They're calling it Roundout Creek, even though I sent them all the information. And I found a bunch in the art historian from the Newington Cropsey Foundation over in Hastings said stuff but they don't have a big staff in the museum, so I haven't actually checked the website lately.